Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. Thank you for being here. Our top story tonight, a convicted killer is now charged with 2 more murders of a mother and daughter. It's a case that has languished for 27 years.
But today, that suspect appeared before a judge via Zoom. KREM 2's Christian Garza went to Colville today and brings us more from inside the courtroom.
Tonight, a Stevens County family is one step closer to finding out who's responsible for the murders of Marlene and Cassie Emerson. A case under investigation for close to 3 decades is now on the cusp of being solved after Stevens County sheriffs arrested Charles Lloyd Tatum and charged him with 2 counts of first-degree aggravated murder. Tatum joined his first appearance through Zoom, whereas Stevens County District Commissioner outlined the charges against him. On top of the 2 counts of first-degree aggravated murder, Tatum is also being charged with burglary, kidnapping, and arson, all in the first degree. After discussing the case for close to 25 minutes, Stevens County prosecuting attorney Erica George recommended Tatum be held without bail due to the nature of the crimes and his own criminal history, where he was previously convicted of murder back in 1977.
Mr. Tatum will be held without bail in this particular case.
Coming up tonight, we take a deep dive into what happened 27 years ago that led up to Tatum being in custody today. Tatum is scheduled to be back here at the Stevens County Courthouse for his arraignment on December 31st. In Colville, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
All right, we have made it to the weekend before Christmas, so it's time to get a check of the forecast. And as much as we're all hoping for snow, well, I think most of us, not looking likely.
Definitely not. Meteorologist Michelle Boss joining us now. And Michelle, you came up with a new Christmas carol to kind of describe what we are experiencing. Not a white Christmas,
yes,
but
I'm dreaming of a wet Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, most people probably aren't, but I'm not going to complain. You'll probably want your umbrella with you, though, if you're doing some last-minute Christmas shopping this weekend, because you won't have to be shoveling any snow, that's for sure. We are looking at a continuation of this really mild weather pattern that we've had over the last week. Satellite and radar showing some light precipitation moving across the region. Most of that is in the form of rain, just a few sprinkles here and there today. It's been mainly dry. Temperature-wise, above average, 38 in Spokane, 37 in Coeur d'Alene. They actually topped out in the lower 40s this afternoon, and still 40 degrees in Grand Coulee. I think Lewiston hit 50 degrees this afternoon. It's currently in the mid-40s and across the Palouse. Short-term forecast looking pretty quiet. Cloudy skies this evening, mostly cloudy skies overnight. Should be a dry start to your Saturday for the most part, but we're looking at that wet weather moving in by afternoon. Once again, highs in the 40s. Snow levels will be high on Sunday. Another mild day and more rain for late in the day on Sunday. Highs again in the 40s.
All right, Michelle, thank you. A 15-year-old girl is missing in Stevens County.
Ariel Feliciano was last seen on December 17th in Loon Lake. She may possibly be traveling to the Lummi Nation.
She's described as 5'3", about 110 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. If you see her or know how to find her, you're asked to please call 911. We are following a developing story now out of Eastern Washington University. There has been a data breach.
That breach impacts current and former students, workers going all the way back to 1997. They warn the breach may include social security numbers, addresses, phone numbers, and dates of birth. Eastern is partnering with IDX to offer identity theft protection to those impacted. You can reach out to sign up for those services by sending an email to that address right there on your screen, but you must reach out before December 31st.
And EWU also is recommending that you take your own precautions, to include placing a fraud alert to freeze your credit, regularly checking your credit reports, and reporting identity theft to the address there on your screen, identitytheft.gov. Any former student or temporary employees with questions can also contact the Eastern Human Resources Office as well.
Spokane Valley City Council voted to censure Councilmember Al Merkel. That unanimous vote came down last night.
So this comes after an independent investigation found that Merkel violated the city's social media policy. According to the report, Merkel used a personal Nextdoor account for city business. The report also found Merkel violated the Public Records Act by changing declarations regarding his search for public records. Along with censuring Merkel, City Council also voted to remove him from the Opioid Abatement Committee for the Spokane Regional Health District.
Merkel released a statement last night saying in part, quote, "This council majority once again demonstrates its obsession with distracting from real issues by directing its focus at me, but I will not let this pass without addressing the real failures of this administration," unquote. For that full statement and report, just head to our website. That's KREM.com.
And for context, censure is a way for council to officially declare its deep disapproval of any member's actions or statements. And as we work to bring you more to every story, it is important to note this does not meet the threshold to remove him from office.
There are also no legal consequences. Merkel will be allowed to conduct business as usual as an elected member of the Spokane Valley City Council. All right, tracking some developing news tonight from Capitol Hill. With just hours to go before a midnight government shutdown, the House has approved a new spending plan.
The deadline for the Senate to pass it is midnight tonight. The plan for House Speaker Mike Johnson would temporarily pay for federal operations and disaster aid, but drops President-elect Donald Trump's demands for a debt limit increase into the new year. It next goes to the Senate for expected quick passage.
Johnson had insisted that Congress would meet its obligations and not allow federal operations to shutter ahead of the Christmas holiday season. Donald Trump has doubled down on his insistence that a debt ceiling increase be included in any deal. If not, he said in early Morning Post today that the closures start now, he said. All right, we will be following the government funding bill throughout the weekend. You can get the very latest updates over on KREM 2 Plus.
And remember, KREM 2 Plus is always on and always free to download on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. We are also following a developing story tonight out of Germany, where at least 2 people are dead and 60 are hurt.
That's after a car plowed through the streets of a Christmas market. Officials think it was a planned attack. It happened in the eastern German city of Magdeburg.
Now, paramedics and police rushed to the scene. The driver of the car has been arrested. Officials say he is a 50-year-old Saudi doctor who first came to Germany in 2006.